What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yankees Avenue Show on the Yankees Avenue YouTube channel. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. That's Sam Rourke. Dan, how we doing on this very, very, very marvelous day?
It is a now marvelous day, Pat. Yo, yesterday I was tweaking. And by yesterday, I mean Tuesday, because the Yankees pretty much had me on the verge of being involuntarily committed to a mental asylum, I feel like. But that's the beauty of baseball. And this is why I love watching each and every game like it's the last day of my life, because the lows, the first two games of this series, and just the vibes in general with the Yankees of the past 2 weeks, makes today, Wednesday, when we're recording this, after watching this blowout, all that much more better, dude. I love living and dying with this team. That is the name of the mother effing game, Pat. How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm good. And that's kind of all we've done over our entire lifetime as Yankee fans, right? Like ride through the lows, and that just makes the highs feel even better.
It's a wave, dude. You know,
it is. It is.
which
Life
looks
is a wave.
really good on my Zoom right now. Is this as good as you as it does to me right now?
No, it looks okay, Dan.
Fucks
But yo, before we get to topic number one, want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, FOCO. Use code Yankees Avenue at checkout. Save 15% off your order. Do it. But Dan, let's get right into topic number one. And I guess we can address this series that the Yankees just wrapped up against the Minnesota Twins. They lost. And I think it's important to know that this is the first time the Yankees lost a series. Now, listen, I know everyone's correcting me season series. I don't understand the difference. I'm calling it a series, bro.
What do you mean you don't understand the difference? It's like,
what's the difference between a series and a
season series? So say Minnesota beat us in that 3 out of 4 or the 4-game set last week. That wouldn't determine the season series because we have more to play. Now we're not playing them anymore this year. It's complete. They won 4 out of
okay.
4 out of
no,
7.
They lost the first season series to the Twins since 2001, which is kind of a big deal, bro. It's 22 years ago. But they did erupt on Wednesday. The offense put up 12 runs. They won in pretty defining fashion. Did seeing that W kind of ease your worries about the New York Yankees at all?
Yeah. So first, let me just mention on the Twins. Not that Twins fans are being like annoying about this, but it's being talked about. I never really thought it was too much of a regular season thing, anyways. I always associate the Yankees' dominance of the Twins in the playoffs. Now I know they've owned them in the regular season, but to me, it's always been like, if you didn't tell me that, like, or if I didn't find out that stat, I would have assumed they beat us in a regular season series since then. So
would have I.
Yeah. So it's like until they beat us in October, I don't really think it means shit. But yeah, let's talk about the offense here. And that was a very much needed performance that we saw today on Wednesday. Now, it doesn't cure everything because no matter what, right now the Yankees have a problem 6 through 9. I mean, although Willa Calhoun had 2 hits in back-to-back games, I don't think he should be around too much longer. Franchy Cordero, he didn't play, or at least didn't start today, but he's fallen off a total cliff, has not been nearly the same player he was in the first week and a half. He's pretty much been the player he's been in his entire career. Not a good hitter. Those two in particular, I think at some point we have to move on, and we'll talk about a guy a little bit later that could replace one of them. There's other options as well. But anyways, what was promising today was that 1 through 5 looked great. First of all, Volpe, he's been amazing over the last couple of weeks. Judge, he's fine, everybody. Did scare me too. I was really tweaking because he did look hurt. Watch his post-game interview. He seems to be good to go. He had 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Rizzo, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. DJ had an RBI. And Gleyber Torres homered. So from that aspect, I mean, that's promising, really promising, especially because, I mean, you knew at some point those guys were going to turn around, particularly, Judge, Gleyber. Now that you see it, it does put it in perspective. And something I was hoping for and was optimistic about is that once the main guys get going, it's not going to look nearly as bad as it has the last 2 weeks.
Yes. And obviously this win on Wednesday was much needed. I guess you call it a must-win scenario.
Non-mathematical must win. Absolutely, this was.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why it's like, I think our vibes would be completely different if the Yankees got swept by the Twins and they lost on Wednesday, but they didn't. And they won in pretty convincing fashion. It's a nice thing to see, right? However, on the flip side, is this kind of changing my entire mentality about this team and changing my idea that I think the Yankees are in serious trouble? No. If this becomes a consistent thing and they kind of win 7 out of their next 8, hell yeah, bro. Then I'll be like fully back on board and be like, yeah, like the Yankees might be back, but I'm not going to let one win kind of just like make me forget all the other problems that are going on right now. We're still looking at an offense that is feeble, to say the least. Like you said, a 6 through 9, you could even say a 5 through 9 on a bad day. That is absolutely awful. And you could even say it might not be major league competitive. And then I'm also looking at a team that doesn't really have much support coming in the near future as far as the offense goes, unless they make a big trade. So it's not like on the pitching side, like I'm kind of okay right now throwing out Herman and Schmidt and Brito, just because we know eventually, hopefully, we have Rodon and Sevy coming back. Offensively, sure, we have Bader coming back fairly soon, but who knows what you're going to get out of him. And then Stanton's also a decent amount of time away from coming back. So I'm looking at an offense that, while it is nice that they put up 12 runs on Wednesday against the Twins, we still have to remember, like, it's an offense that's been right up there with the Oakland A's so far this season in terms of like one of the worst in baseball, at least the bottom half anyway. And also a team offensively that's been struggling just about the whole season. So while it's nice to see, I'm still not getting my hopes up yet that they're back. You know,
makes total sense. And I'm with you. I mean, I want to make it clear, like, this is still a big issue. And the fact that you're not getting Stan back for pretty much 2 months at the minimum, I mean, that's a problem. That's very scary. I think this was a game that doesn't wash away your concerns, not really at all, but it does remind you that we're not this bad in terms of what we've seen over the last 2 weeks. And that's mainly because outside of Rizzo and Deej, a lot of guys weren't hitting since Stanton went down. Now you see, Volpe's picking it up. Like I said, Judge and Glaber got going too. So, I mean, if you do have the 1 through 5 play as good as they can play, we will score runs, not as many as we would like to. Not going to, lead the league in scoring like we have the past few years, but it's a reminder that, I think it'll be okay. I think we'll be okay in terms of staying afloat at the very least.
See, but I'm not even too sure about that, because you look at the AL East and it's like, bro,
but
the AL
that's
East
not what
isn't
I'm
easy
referring
this year.
to. I'm not referring to staying afloat in terms of winning the AL East, which is a recalibration in my brain over the last week and a half. I am in a way preparing to be a wild card
Settling
team
for a wild card,
which isn't as horrible these days with the 3-game series. I'll tell you that. It's not as
no, but
it
you still
doesn't
don't want
freak
to
me out
have to
as
play
much.
in it.
No, of course not. It's not the end of the world. I mean, we're very early getting into this right now, but I'm talking about when I say stay afloat in terms of do not fall below 500, keep winning series majority of the time, but we're just not going to be a powerhouse for at least until July, which is a kind of a different vibe.
I know it's like a very 2021 Yankees kind of vibe. And that's kind of my biggest fear with this team this season, right? It's like, are we going to have that 2021 vibe where we're just waiting and waiting as the months go by for them to finally like lock in and do some damage? Or is that just never going to happen? So I think obviously it's still early in the season. Currently there's 6.5 games out of first, but bro, the Rays are on an absolute tear this year. They're 20-4 as of right now. The Orioles are really good. The Blue Jays have shown obviously they could beat us in a series.
And the Red Sox aren't horrible technically.
No,
I mean, like we can make fun
I'm
of like they're
saying.
really not.
No, they're a good last place team, if you
Yeah.
want to put it that way. So yeah, I think it's upsetting at this point that we're kind of like looking at the AL East as like a long shot, especially if they don't make any additional moves. But at the end of the day, there's no one else the Yankees can blame besides themselves, right? Because we looked at the potential Judge injury today, and I was looking at that, bro, and it was clicking in my head for a couple minutes. I'm like, yo, if Judge is out, the Yankees might be a last place team. And
Yeah,
that's
that would have
not
been it.
even, that's not an exaggeration, bro. Because also anybody who might have not seen it, when Judge was walking off the field, holding his arm and ran straight into the clubhouse, I told myself, this is it. It's over. But then thankfully it doesn't look like it's anything serious, but it's just kind of those moments where you realize the Yankees are one more injury away, specifically even to Aaron Judge, bro, from being a potential last place team in the AL East.
Yeah, I mean, thank God that doesn't happen. And I want to coin him as one of the more durable players in baseball these days. Honestly, he doesn't miss time. Let's think about it. No, jinxes ain't real. I got a wood table here anyways.
No, they're not
Jinxes
real,
aren't
but
real.
you know people are
No.
going to come after you.
Okay, first of all, Judge is healthy, so it's fine to say this right now. Think
As of
about
right
it.
now,
Outside of a
yeah.
little COVID IL stint, Judge has probably played like top 5 in baseball in terms of games played since the start of 2021. For real.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's cool. Like I enjoy these little nuggets for me. Why are you like, what are you looking at your camera for and raising?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Today's win was really nice as like a closing point. We needed that so badly, dude. So bad.
It was a math. It was a what do you call it? An
non-mathematical must win. Because when you call it a must win, people are like, "How can it be a must win if they, like?"
Bro, it's stupid. But let's get into topic number 2. One guy you mentioned, who's kind of been a big contributor to the Yankees offense is Anthony Volpe. He had a 2-hit, 3 RBI afternoon on Wednesday. His batting average is now up to 228 with an OPS of 712. Dan, let's put our little teacher outfits on and let's give Anthony Volpe a grade for his first few weeks as a New York Yankee.
Man, I I don't want to give him an A because I feel like that would me being a homer boy. I'm going to give him a good B plus. I think he's been great. Especially, I think actually him getting off for that slow start and rebounding the way he has is more impressive than if he was just tearing it up right out of the gate. And to really hone in on that, what he's been doing last 14 games, courtesy of James Smythe, shout out to on the slab. He's batting 292 with a 424 on base, a 458 slugging. That's an 882 OPS. His WRC plus on the season is now up to 109. So he's an above league average hitter. So Volpe, after those first 2 weeks where he was looking, or first week and a half was looking really rough, he's turned it around, man. He really has. And there's an interesting stat, actually also from James Smythe. If you look at rookie shortstops since expansion in 1961, only 6 qualified rookie shortstops, 22 or younger, were above league average hitters, as in having above 100 WRC plus. So I think that kind of says something in terms of our expectations for Volpe. Don't have him be too crazy high in his first year, but also like 3 weeks in, I think he's in a way outperformed expectations, kind of. Although his stats don't look great overall, but what we've seen over the last week and a half, I mean, if we were to get this Volpe with, I think the defense looks great outside of the fact that he's made a couple errors actually this week. We're headed for a 3.5, 4 WAR player in his rookie season. And that's pretty damn phenomenal. So far I'm going B plus.
I think that's fair. Bro, people are going to be pissed off at me for saying this, but I think my grade for Volpe right now is I'm leaning between like a C plus and a B minus. And I think I'm going to go B minus just for the sole purpose of he's been red hot over the last few games. And I think the only reason I'm not going higher in like that B plus A range is one, because like the recent kind of defensive woes, he had like 3 straight games with an error. And then also I can't ignore how for the first couple of weeks of the season, he was completely atrocious at the plate. Right. So I think B minus C plus is a really fair grade at this point. And I think that it's also a really great sight to see that he's kind of becoming red hot with the bat as of late. And he's definitely getting more comfortable in the box. I feel like every time Volpe's at bat, it's like you're either seeing him get a base hit or a walk, right? He's always putting up great at bats. I can't remember last time I saw Volpe at the plate and I was like, yo, that was a putrid at bat, similar to what we saw earlier on in the season. So it seems like he's gotten himself adjusted fairly easily, fairly quickly. And I can't see him kind of reverting back to that looking completely lost. And I think it's only up from here.
Yeah, I couldn't even put him in the C territory, only because I look at it as like a weighted scale. But like kind of going back to my first point, him struggling so bad that first week and a half and how he was able to adjust. And there's still adjustments to be made. I mean, the high fastball is still like his kryptonite. Got to fix that. But in terms of just being a rookie and adapting the way he has this quickly, which is pretty damn quick, a week and a half is not that long for a rookie to struggle. That's impressive, man. It really is. I think he's handled himself great. And
he hasn't been smiling much lately in those post game
dude, it's funny
interviews.
because I watch it like I watch for it all the time now. If the
So do
Yankees
I.
lost and I'm seeing a Volpe interview, I just wonder like, is he gonna smile here? He just has a naturally smile face too. Like he has kind of like the puppy dog look, but not in like a Gary way, just in like an innocence way, like young. I mean, he's our age, but
no, yeah, but it feels like he's a lot younger. I don't know why, but like I was watching his post game press conference on Tuesday night after the Yankees lost to the Twins. I wasn't looking for a smile, but he's definitely like, he's still like a little bit like quiet and reserved. I just think that's who he is. And he's a little smiley, but like not as like, haha, like,
well,
I think it's more of like an awkward, nervous smile. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it is, Pat. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Foco.
Want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Foco. They have the best Yankees merchandise in the game. If you don't own any Foco products, head over right now. Link in description. Use code Yankees Avenue at checkout. Save 15% off your order. Dan, once again, look at this Aaron Judge pin. Have you ever seen
can't see it really because you got the. There you go. No, very nice.
Have you ever seen a more beautiful pin in your life? Probably not.
Absolutely not. I have not. And pretty much that goes with everything Foco. Guys, they have the nicest stuff in the game. I actually don't have anything on me right now in my room. Very unfortunate.
Well, behind you. Right behind you. You have the board thing.
I always fucking do that. Yo, look at that wall art. Go get yourself some. Anything with the Yankee logo on it, Foco probably has it, whether it's apparel, wall art,
footwear.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like other genres, but they have so many genres. Guys, code Yankees Avenue for 15% off. Save yourself some dough. Get nice and dressed up for the season because rumor has it the Yankees are back. So you want to be ready for that. Foco, code Yankees Avenue.
I like that. Let's get right to topic number 3 now. Dan, talking about the Yankees offense, they've been struggling as of late. Maybe Wednesday's a little bit of an outlier. Maybe it's not. Who knows? But what we do know is that they need some offensive support, and it doesn't look like a trade's going to be happening this early on in the season. So they might have to look into the minor leagues. And one guy in the minors who's absolutely raking. That's when you say, who, Pat?
Jake Bauers. Oh, sorry. Who, Pat?
Oh,
Who's
former
raking?
Ray, Jake freaking Bauers. So far in 19 games, he has 9 home runs, 20 RBIs, and a 1.364 OPS. Bro, dude is absolutely dogging. Regarding Jake Bauers, Aaron Boone said he's definitely caught our eye. We'll see what happens. What are the odds that you think Jake Bauers finds his way into the Yankee lineup over the next couple weeks or so? Maybe it would result in like a Willie Calhoun DFA, Frenchie Cordero DFA. Something would definitely have to happen. But what are the odds you see it happening?
I think it's very likely. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's on the Yankees by the start of the Texas series. So like when people are watching this, pretty much. I mean, here's the thing. I don't like to get too caught up in career quadruple A player raking in triple A. But the stats, like you mentioned, Pat, are a little too crazy to ignore. I mean, 19 games in, so relatively decent sample size, 9 homers, 333 average, 883 slugging percentage. I mean, it's insane. And also, not to mention, I mean, it's not like it's totally out of nowhere. He was good for us in the spring, too. He batted 407 in 13 games for us this spring. So, I mean, dude's 27 years old. Watched some video on him. Not that I know shit. I'm not a scout, but the swing looks phenomenal. And what immediately clicks in my brain, optimistic way to view it, some guys are late bloomers. Yeah, he has a career below 700 OPS in the big leagues. 102 games he's played. Oh, excuse me. That's his spring training stats. In the regular season, 328 games he's played, 213 hitter, 27 homers, 655 OPS. So obviously you look at those stats, it's not much to get too excited over. And I ain't saying he's the answer at all. But here's the question, Pat. Can he possibly be worse than what we've been running out there? And the answer to that is no, he really can't. And I understand, once again, Willie Calhoun, back-to-back 2-hit games. Mentioned the stat last episode. Shout out to my boy Addison. He has statistically been arguably the worst player in baseball since the start of 2020. So with that being said, and you have this guy tearing the cover of the ball in the minor leagues, it's a pretty obvious move. And if it doesn't work out, shit, I mean, you're headed towards DFA and Willie Calhoun anyways. Just DFA Jake Bauers in 3 weeks if you have to, So easy answer for me.
I agree. I think at this point, the most important point that you made was he can't be worse, right, than what we've already seen in the Yankees outfield. Yeah, bro. I think the only problem is the Yankees just value Willie Calhoun like very highly.
Or Frenchie, though, dude. Honestly, like Frenchie is not.
I know
like,
he was a feel-good story, but he's kind of fallen off the deep end. And also, yeah, I mean, you look at the Yankees outfield situation; it's not good. So if Jake Bauers wants to come up, even if he sucks, worst case scenario, you just DFA him when Bader comes back, right? But one thing I do want to mention now that we're talking about the Yankees outfield, I saw somebody posted on Twitter the other day. A picture of Marwin Gonzalez, and they said, this is Oswaldo Cabrera if he wasn't like silly and goofy. And bro, it hit me so hard because Oswaldo is basically Marwin Gonzalez, but the fact that he has like such a bright, bubbly personality, it makes people kind of forget like he's not that good.
I think it's funny what you're saying. No, okay. Oswaldo Cabrera, though, he has like the deodorant of the fact that he's a young player with a lot of potential. Right now, he's not good, though. So you can kind of, I don't want to say get over it, but you have reason to be hopeful about him. Whereas Marwin,
Sure.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with it. Marwin, there's really no future. I saw a stat that every Yankee outfielder, I think it was not every Yankee outfielder, but the combination of Oswaldo, Willie Calhoun, French Cordero, Aaron Hicks, and IKF, there was some sort of like combined set. I'm not sure if it was weighted run created plus or what. That was like 10 times as worse as what Marwin was for us last year. Yo, I just think one of the two, and maybe, I'm kind of starting to rethink. It doesn't even have to be Willie. Like Frenchie is not like, he is expendable, dude. Frenchie, remember, we got him, a minute before opening day or whatever that trade was.
Yeah.
Just cut ties with him and call up Bauers. I mean, they're pretty much, if you were to go entering the season, Jake Bauers and Frenchie Cordero are pretty much on the same level. And one happens to be tearing the cover off the minors right now.
Whatever happened to Rafael Ortega?
So with Ortega, we granted him his release, which that was a major L. They chose.
So he's gone.
He's with, forget who he's with, but they chose Calhoun over him, which was a real big
Yeah.
shame because not only does Ortega have more recent success in the big leagues and just is way more intimidating in the box, he plays all outfield positions and can actually
They
play them. He's a
love
center fielder
Calhoun
too.
though, bro. They really do. I don't know what they see in him. Maybe they know something that we don't. But I
Yeah.
mean, they love Calhoun. I don't
I'm
know.
starting to think it really would be French because also, I mean, remember what Boone said the other day, how Willie can bang, and then they're not going to DFA him probably after back-to-back 2-hit games. I'm more so just
Yeah.
saying if I was in charge, I don't care. DFA Hicks,
Yo,
whatever.
can I
Point
just
is, you got to kind of get Bowers up here.
let me just say one more thing about like this whole situation, and it's an awful thing for me to say, and it's something that we never say we do. I sometimes find myself like rooting against certain players in certain situations just for like the sake of the Yankees, bro. Like
Yo,
I hate to say it, but like Willie Calhoun gets back-to-back 2-hit games, so I'm kind of like, damn, bro, like this kind of sucks because
so
now it makes it harder to DFA him. And it's like the same case when I see IKF in center field, like making these diving plays. I'm like, bro, kind of just stop because I don't want to see you out in center field on a consistent basis.
I don't feel it with IKF. I feel he's hanging around. But dude, I literally had a tweet written out last night that I felt like crossed my negativity line. I was like, it was when Willie Calhoun got a single in the ninth. I was like, Willie Calhoun, ninth inning single, the worst thing to happen to the 2022 Yankees. It's like, then
Bro, it's annoying. It gets to a point
like,
where it's, yeah.
it gives you hope about the guy. And it's like, not us, but like the Yankees, Boone saying like, oh, I told you guys he would bang. And here he has 2 hits, back-to-back days. And I'm sure he's a nice guy. He seems like a doll. I think I would love to meet him. Or I would like, if I was in person hanging around Willie Calhoun, I'd be chilling. Like we'd be boys and whatnot. But I think right now there's a better option. I say that about Franchi. I say that about Hicks. You can say that about a lot of guys in the Yankee roster. But,
Yo, the date is July 1st.
And Andres Chaparro, too, is good.
Sure. Yeah. I don't really know where he fits.
He has 8 homers already in AAA.
Yeah, but where does he fit on the Yankees big league roster?
He's not an outfielder, so I mean he plays third.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean you could always,
because you're not like sitting down Peraza for the sake of.
I think Bowers would come up before him, so it's not something we really have to worry about. But I'm just pointing out that he is raking.
Yes, I think, bro, basically like the conclusion that we're coming to with this whole thing is it's stupid as hell that we're sitting here, Jake Bowers, bro, like he's the solution. It's very reminiscent of 2021 when I was like so adamant that the Yankees need to call up Hoy Jun Park and Trey Ambergy. And bro, we were hype as hell over Chris Gittens. Like it's very like 2021 vibes where the team just looks totally lost and we're looking for any saving grace. But
I want to remind somebody real quick before you make this point though. The ultimate end goal New York Yankees roster is still capable of being one of the best in baseball. Now, I'm not saying that we're headed to that point, but the difference between this and 2021, because people are mentioning comparing to 2021 and be like, oh, well, we still made the playoffs. And then some people rebuttal saying, yeah, what happened to that team first round bounce? Reminder, though, that if for some reason everything does go right and say Stanton's healthy, we're all healthy, and a trade acquisition, sure. We have arguably the best bullpen in the American League. We have the best starting rotation in the American League. And we'll also have, hopefully by that point, one of the better lineups in baseball once Stanton's healthy and all that. So things still could work out. No, yes. I mean, if Stanton's healthy and you do have the supplemental Bader plus say a trade acquisition.
Yeah, a trade.
A lot of things going right, but like that, it's not unfathomable to think the Yankees could still on September 30th entering October be a top 3, top 4 team in baseball. I just want to put that out there, but
yes, but they need to make those supplemental moves to like
and get lucky in terms of health. I mean, who knows if Stanton's even come back?
Who knows if Judge stays healthy? But I really hope he does. I'm like deep down, I'm really nervous.
You hope
I'm really nervous.
Don't be nervous. He's fine.
Like quick question, like yes or no? July 1st, is Aaron Hicks still on the Yankees roster? Yes or no?
No. 100% confident. No.
I don't think
I
so
will
either.
give you something of value if I'll give you this fucking glove if Aaron Hicks is still on the roster.
I think it also depends on health. You know what I mean? Like if let's say Bader has a hiccup or someone else
me up,
down,
bro. Honestly, if shit gets that fucking bad, dude, I've been hitting in the cage too.
Okay, Dan.
Shout out Todd.
We still have to do that vlog, bro.
I know, dude. Film of the bag so far in vlogs. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, word. Let's just do it soon. Fuck it. Like this, me and Pat want to go to the batting cages and mess around.
Yeah,
just record it.
Yo, we have 2 topic number 5s. You know, like how topic
I'm
5
not aware
we
of
like
one.
to like. Yeah, you're not. But you know how like we like to talk about like stuff going on in MLB. Dan, I don't know if you saw this. Fernando Tatis Jr. was in, I believe he was playing right field in Wrigley. They were chanting at him, "You're on steroids, bro." And he was like doing his little dancey dance. Not gonna lie, it was one of the greatest baseball moments I've seen probably this year.
I think the dance itself was corny as hell, dude. Corny as hell. I'll say though, I think the sentiment is smart as hell. And Poof explained it real well on Baseball Today this morning. Just that there's really no way to win because, if you get legitimately chubby with him, you just look even more like a douchebag. If you let it play or like if you just ignore it and let it keep happening, it's just you're not gonna really be able to move on from it or actually truly be able to ignore it. So this way, it kind of it's not getting to me. So from those vibes, I get it. I thought the dance was corny as hell, and I just want to point this out that Tatis is already becoming the most glorified steroid user I've ever. If you look at how
you hated him from the start, bro.
Yes and no. I wouldn't hate Tatis. A lot of it was kidding around, and I do wish him well. I love comeback stories. That's what America's all about. This is great. But I will say the treatment of Fernando Tatis compared to other PED users, it is quite different. The hate is not truly there.
Nobody wants to use them though.
Fernando Tatis is the most rooted for PED user I've ever experienced in baseball, and that's fine. There's going to be that guy. I just think if A-Rod did that dance, he gets MLB gives him another 50-game suspension probably.
A-Rod didn't get suspended for the same reason Tatis did.
No, I know, but I'm not even talking, say, before biogenesis, when A-Rod just had that one PED stamper on him, all I'm saying is this, not even just A-Rod, forget A-Rod. I think there's a little bit of a different standard here with Tatis. People want to ignore it because he's such a big and popular player. No. And in a way, I get it because he's crucial to the game. I mean, he was the guy before Ohtani. I mean, like the argument I was always making, who's the face of baseball, Judge or Tatis? Remember that? So like he was the dude, and I understand why they want to put him in the forefront and like get his image right. And I support that. I'm just acknowledging he is in I don't think he actually has it as bad as other like big time prime time steroid users had it.
No, bro, he doesn't. But I think that's also because like he didn't get busted for like injecting steroids, bro. I'm pretty sure it was like a cream he was using for like ringworm or something.
I thought I was gullible. Stop it. No, what? Are you kidding me?
Isn't that what the situation is?
Yeah, that's what he said. Come on, dude. Well, hell no.
Dude, yeah. I don't know the situation.
And A-Rod only thought he was trying to lose weight, bro. And Nelson Cruz, he had some viral infection. Like, that's what they all say, bro. No. Fernando Tatis used steroids. Like, let's get that clear here. I don't think it means he's like a bad guy. I don't think that's why he was a good baseball player. I just think it's very hilarious that this dude used steroids in 2022, not 1998, not 2005. And yet I feel like the treatment of him is less than other PED users in the past. I think it's quite funny.
Regardless, I think that this whole situation was very on brand for him. And I think I give people respect for staying on brand. He's staying on brand, dude. He's doing his
You know what I liked about it the most? I liked when he after the dance, he kind of pointed at him, like was having fun with him. Like it wasn't like he was showing like I'm not being hostile. I'm like having fun.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. This whole question, like it's kind of smelling like you're hating on Tatis. That's all it is.
No, it's half biased of I don't even know where my natural I think you know what it is? I'm not a huge fan of the way the bat flip and stuff. We know that.
Yeah,
for those who are kind of confused right now, I'll give some context. Back in 2021, this is a big deal. Remember this? Like it blew up. So I tweeted out total joke saying, Aaron Judge just well, it was a half joke in the way I worded it. My sentiment was real. But anyways, Judge goes deep in Seattle, absolute bomb, puts his head down and runs. And I tweet out saying, something along the line, like, look the way Judge does, put his head down and runs, unlike that flashy bat flipping shortstop in San Diego. It dude, we had to address it. I remember on the Pat and Dan show at the time, Plouffe was tweeting out, defending my name over it, bro. Like Jimmy had
the OG Volpe tweet.
It was, yeah, in a way, it really kind of was. So me and Tatis go way back. But let me make it clear. I'm rooting for him. I am rooting for him. You got to get out of here, by the way. It's 4:54. What was the other topic real quick?
No, there's one other topic I think it's important for us to bring up. And Bryan Reynolds signed an extension with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, he can rot there. Enjoy it, bro. Enjoy your $13 million a year. Have fun.
8 years, $106 million. I think it's a huge mistake on his end.
Rot.
But dude, I think the way we have to look at it is
rot.
He took the easy money, right? He wasn't going to be a free agent until 2026 anyway. We all know anything can happen in that amount of time. And bro, he took $100 million, right? And it's $100 million guaranteed. It's the same thing that you could say with Wander Franco. And yeah, dude, that's
go rot, Bryan Reynolds. Enjoy Pittsburgh, bitch. Just kidding.
Yo, honestly, Pittsburgh better than the Yankees
I would have taken it too. Okay, relax. You give us Bryan Reynolds, bro. We're 21-3. We're better than the Rays, bro. Fuck them. Just kidding. Yo, I love all players. I'm not mean to any of them. Yo, let's get the hell out of here. Pat's got to go. I'd love to talk to you guys some more, but not up to me. Sure. We do socials at this part of the show. Where can they find you on socials? So.
They can find me on socials, on Twitter and TikTok at Unhinged Patrick, Instagram at True Hennessy, and also follow the Yankees Ave Show on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, hell yeah. Making some talk. Shout out to what's her name again? I'm sorry.
Alana.
Alana. That one actually sounded rude the way I said that. I didn't mean that to come
That
off
was
like I'm a
mean as
douchebag.
hell.
Yeah.
And
I actually gave off the what's her name
bro,
vibe.
she thanked me for the compliment last time.
Oh.
Now you're just
Well, no,
an
it actually
awful
comes
person.
from a great place. But in all fairness, I have yet to like meet her or talk to her. So like,
Well, whose fault
no-
is that?
give me a break, bro. Yo, let's get out of here. Dan, I'll work on Twitter. Dan, I'll work on Instagram. I've been like kind of going off the deep end on Twitter again. It feels like the good old days.
Yeah.
Getting the Twitter safety notifications, bro. We are back. It really is 2021 all over again. No, because the Yankees just erupted for 12 runs. Vibes are good. Let's get the hell out of here. See you guys next time. Let's go, Yankees.
Her body's gone like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting.